Hey guys, we are going to change the fuel filter on the 2019 Sprinter here. Got it from the dealer. Part number here. Let's get started. Okay, first thing you're gonna need a pick. We're gonna put that out a little bit, push down, and unplug. Squeeze these two tabs here. Pull out. You're gonna get you a 7 millimeter. Yeah, 7 millimeter. I'm gonna get a 7 millimeter. Okay, I already loosened that. So a 7 mil right here. Got that over here, and you're gonna push. There's a little clip down here. Push down, push up. So this is what you're gonna push down, and then pull that out. Get that out of the way, and you could pop this out of the hole down there, and then you're gonna pull this up. It's just some grommet hole in this thing. And you can wiggle this out of the way. Get that out. Get your ear box out. All right, let's get this clamp here. It's a 8 millimeter to get this out. Just kind of twist it and walk it back towards you right here. And we're gonna do the same thing with this plug here. We're gonna pull that little white tab or gray tab out, push down, pull out. Get that wire out of the way. Get that pipe out of the way also. Because this is the area we're gonna work in right here. All right, let's get this return hose here off. Put your little pick right back here and pull out. That's it. Don't take it out. Let it stay right there. And pull this off. Pull this thing off. I mean, you could take it out. Sit right here. Get that out of there. And let's put it back in before we lose it. So it has a little notch right here. I'm going to turn the notch towards the opening of the pipe. Right on top, push it down. You hear a click, goes back in. So we're going to leave that on the side, and we're going to unplug this plug here. Let's go into the filter, push down on this tab, pull it out. All right, then these clamps right here now, these are the clamps that we're going to try to reuse. Using a pick, careful, you puncture the hose. Stick it in this hole and twist. So you stick in and twist. I'm gonna do the same thing on this. Stick it in. Stick it in from the back and see if it's better. Go. Got those one done. That's all from here. Okay. You could just slide the clamps back out of your way. All right, it's really hard, so I'm going to use the screwdriver. use a screwdriver here to push it off the filter. Okay. These things are bake on here, man. There we go. If you have a hose pick, you could use it. I don't have one. I had one, I can't find it. Get that hose out of here. So that's one hose. Let's try and push this other one off. There we go. So you gotta push and pull at the same time, and that's, you get a better result. All right, back here, looks like it's a Allen wrench. Back there. Let's try to loosen that clamp. There's a clamp right here that's holding the filter in place. I'm trying to figure out what is it. Okay, I got that Allen wrench up in there. I think it's what size is that? It's a 5mm Allen wrench. Loosen that. I know my neighbor is gonna use a sander next door today. I'm gonna try to use a socket on there and see if I can get it a little bit faster. Gotta see, it looks like it's a T. Okay, there we go. So we got it loose now. Let's give it a little more. We'll try and twist that filter out of there now. Coming up. Gotta loosen up a little more. Looks like it's T30. Let's get it on the wrench. It's a T30. Not a lot of room to work with. Then I'm just gonna use my screwdriver and go between that clamp. Open it up a little bit. I think the holes are holding it, so we're gonna move those holes out of the way. It's finally coming up. Okay, what a place to put a filter. So that's an old filter. I change it every 20,000 miles. Mercedes claim it's 40,000, but I just want to do it every 20,000 just to make sure, because diesel fuel is so filthy out there. So let's get this one off of here. Get these caps off first, because it's look like it's going to be difficult to do it when it's down there. All right, so we're going to slide this down in here. And just take the same position it was in, just slide it right back down in there. And then we're going to push these holes on. Really difficult place to flim him. Let's push that clamp down. Push that hose down, I mean. Let's put this clamp on there. So that's one hose. The bigger hose goes to the bigger pipe, which is on the right. I'm gonna slide this. Try to put the clamp back in the same position it was in. All right, let's get a bird beak plier and close it up. All right, if you have one of these, it'd be great. Just gonna squeeze those clamps back. Right in the center of the clamp, just squeeze it together. You gotta get it in the right spot. They have a special tool for it, but I don't have it. So. Okay, so that's it. You just have to squeeze it back together. Come on this side, camera lady. Let's see if it could. There you go. So that's a better view right here. So you just use your bird beak. Let's get it back in position. That's it. All right, and we're gonna put our plug back in. Push that plug until you hear that click, audible click, then you know it's back in. All right, we're gonna use our T30 and snug back down the filter, back in place. It's not a lot of room to get your ratchet back and forth, so might take you a few minutes to get it tightened up. Almost there. Would they make it tighter than this? Wow. Okay, just get it snug and that's it. That filter ain't going nowhere. All right, so let's put this back together. We're gonna remember to plug this. Plug this plug back in here first. I guess we'll just go in that order. And we got to get this back on, this hose back on right here. Remember that clip we push back in? Let it stay in place. Push it in till you hear that audible click right there. It's saying it's locked. That's it. All right, so everything is nice and tight. Nothing went up in the turbo, so we're good. Push this back down. And, I wouldn't tighten this all the way yet. Just make sure it's up in this position where you could reach it. If just kind of snug it a little bit, and let's get this ear box back in place. So we're gonna stick this right up on these two arms right here. Push in, push down here, and then we'll put this in like this, go down, push this in first, then push down on this right here to hear that click. All right, and this looks perfect. You could just reach back here and snug down this turbo hose here. Because you don't want this turbo hose to be kink or on a little strain, so we're just making sure it's down there nice and tight. Or you could use a Sharpie and mark it before you remove it. That's a good idea next time. So I could tighten it up. Okay, my turbo clamp is now tightened, and this is a 7mm. For the top clamp here, it's a 7mm. That's it. This we're gonna push back on here. put back our jump start power cable here, our charging point, and to push this in to use it, you gotta twist and turn. So if you want to get a jump start or want to charge your battery, this is the ground for the battery terminal sitting over here. You can see it. That's the ground, and that's your battery. Positive over there. All right, so let's go inside the vehicle now, because this is a very important part where you have to turn the ignition on to get the pump to fuel pump to prime. And whenever you're doing this, do not leave the keys in the vehicle when you're changing the filter. You don't want that fuel pump to come on and start pumping diesel while you have it unplugged. Okay, so we're gonna get in the van now, and we're gonna turn the ignition on once there. And if you listen, you're gonna hear the fuel on that new filter. You let it prime. Hear that? Whoosh. Just let it sit there, and you're gonna turn it off. And you do it one more time. And it didn't fuel again, so we know it's good. And you could just go ahead and start it up. So there's no struggle to start when you follow this step here. It just start up just like normal. You just have to prime that pump before you start it. That's the way you change your fuel filter on a 2019 Sprinter. That's my little additive I put on there. Just to make it look like a big truck. Alright, so thank you guys. Have a good one.